Okay, let's try this first principles question. Determine f prime of x. Determine the derivative with respect to x from first principles if f of x is minus 2x squared minus 3x. Well, here's the formula that they give you. If from the formula sheet, we are going to find this thing that's really a gradient, the limit of a gradient. We're going to let this h part become really tiny, so we'll end up getting the gradient at just a single point, and that'll be pretty useful. So let's try it. Now, I like to do it this way so I don't have to keep writing this limit as h approaches 0 so many times. I work out the top first. I go 5 of x plus h minus f of x. I'm going to work out what that is first, and then put it in there. Well, let's do that. What does this mean? It means f of x plus h means instead of x, you rub out the x, put a bracket, and put in x plus h instead. That's all I've done. And then minus this whole thing here, minus 2x squared, that is f of x. So there it is. F of x plus h minus f of x. There's your first mark. Then you multiply this out. Just do some algebra. X squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 3x minus 3h minus minus plus 2x squared plus 3x. Well, there you go. And then you multiply this minus 2, you get minus 2x squared minus 4x minus 2h squared. Now, but this minus 3x plus 3x, that's got to be 0. And then we've got a minus 2x squared plus 2x squared. So all of this stuff, f of x plus h must just be minus 4xh minus 3h minus 2h squared. We're almost halfway there. We've got a way of writing the top in. Now it's time to write down what the derivative is. That's how I do it. I like to work this out. Now I write f prime of x equals a limit as h approaches 0, and I put in the stuff that I worked for f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. And then I write it down again. This derivative is a limit, and I factor out the h. And the h's cancel. And wow, isn't this nice? I'm going to be left with just minus 4x minus 3 minus 2h. Now, the very last step, if we think of this as a limit, we're letting h become infinitely close to 0. So minus 2 times h becomes infinitely close to 0. And that means the gradient at any value of x is just everything that's left, minus 4x minus 3. And oh yeah, we know the short method. 2 times minus 2, 1 times minus 3. That must be the answer. And there you go.